Hey, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. I'm beloved, the chosen, and I'm here today just to talk about jealousy. Jealousy. Jealousy is an ugly trait, and man, you can face jealousy on your job, in church. You can face jealousy, just with friends. Friends could be jealous of you, but there's one place where you face jealousy in it's unexpected, but it's there also, and that's in your family. You know, uh, there's a couple of scriptures I wrote down here. It talks about jealousy in Proverbs 27:4. It says, "Anger is cruel, and wrath is like a flood, but jealousy is even more dangerous." Also, here in Proverbs 14:30. It says, "A peaceful mind gives life to the body, but jealousy rots the bones." Just one more for you. It's Galatians chapter 5:19. Jealousy is listed as one of the works of the flesh that are set against the spirit. Let's do James 3:16. For where jealousy and self-ambition exist, there will be disorder and every vile practice. Yeah, so believe it or not, you would find jealousy in your very own family. I remember in my late teens and early 20s, I used to hang out with this one cousin of mine, and I looked up to him. I looked up to him. I was like a little lapdog following behind him and stuff like that. But I noticed something, and I noticed that he was jealous of me. Now, during this time in my life, I didn't have half the material things that I do now. I was in my teens and early 20s. I'm in my 50s now. And but also back in them times, I thought that the only thing that people could possibly be jealous of you would be material things. But as I aged, I learned that people can be jealous of you for a variety of things, not only material things. People can be jealous of how it looks. People can be jealous of how others like you and how others perceive you. People, if you get spiritual, people can be jealous of the anointing on your life that they see. Um, you may be someone who you're charismatic. You're a good public speaker, and they may even envy you and wish that they had that, it was like that, and they could just be jealous of you for that. This cousin, I remember I was living in Alabama in Huntsville, and some friends of mine down in Birmingham. This is when back, when I was all into pagan and celebrating pagan holidays, and these friends of mine wanted to throw me a birthday party, and I was like, no, I ain't gonna do that. No, let us do this for you. You do things for a lot of people. Let's do this for you. And it just so happens my cousin showed up that very weekend, and I remember him was like, they're doing all this for you. The way he said it, I was like, yeah, they want to, celebrate me, what have you. And I remember the day of the party. The party was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that. May have been a little later, but it was at night because we were all planning to go out to, or we all did go out to the club that night. And I remember him, wanting to use the car, and it was like about maybe like 8ish. And I want to say we was leaving like around 10:30, 11 to go to the club. So I'd be back here about like 10:30. He wanted to, holler at one of his frat brothers, right? And he left, like 7:30, 8 o'clock to go do this. Well, as it got closer to the time for us to leave for the club, I was calling him because he wasn't back in the car. And he was purposely not answering my calls, taking my calls. And I didn't hear or see from this cousin of mine until 9ish in the morning the next day, you know. And that hurt me, but it just hurt me throughout like the years because in my mind it was like, what's mine is yours. Like we good, we going somewhere. I got you. That's the mentality I had. But I just felt that, I was even before I had my awakening. I'm a chosen one, and I still had like a discerning. I still could discern stuff. I was discerning then this jealousy of his, and it used to make me real sad. And I didn't know how to confront him about it. I remember having a conversation with his mom, and I didn't even bring it up. She brought up the fact that she noticed that he was in fact jealous of his sister. So that was just confirmation to me, like, okay, it's not just me. She's seeing the jealousy as well in him. And that's just one relative. I noticed throughout the years, as I elevated, far as in school, education, on my job, you start out, you may be sharing an apartment with someone, you may even have to sleep on someone's couch, but eventually the goal is you want your own apartment, then you want your own house. That just thought that's how it's supposed to go. So that's how it went with me. Well, me a little different. I was living in the barracks and all that kind of stuff like that, housing on base and this and that. And then I remember uh, having my first house built, right? And I detected jealousy from some family as well on that one. And so years later, this was like oh nine, I think oh nine. So then in 2016, between then I was in the military, I moved and whatnot, and so I moved in apartments, a couple, and then 2017. I decided to, to get, buy another house, get back to that. And I remember, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to really tell anyone about it. Well, my immediate friend, my mom and like my sister, but I didn't tell like cousins, uncles, and aunts. I just didn't tell no one until it was like 2 weeks after closing. And I remember this another cousin of mine, female cousin, and I remember telling her, and her response to me was, well, I guess I better go out here and buy me a house too, huh? What is that? Um, I jot down some things here. Um, it says how do you deal how to handle jealous family members, and this is things I've seen online. It says communicate openly, acknowledge their feelings. Um, I've actually tried to communicate openly. And one cousin of mine, the male cousin, earlier this year when I had my awakening, I called and talked to him about it. He was like, "Oh, I didn't realize I was jealous. That's crap. You're jealous. Come on now. We're both in our 50s. You've been jealous of me since we were like 19, 18, and still is. I still discern that from him, like very jealous person, and acknowledging their feelings. I kind of disagree with that because that makes me think or puts me in the mind of you having to almost dim your lights to make one feel comfortable. Um, I know this is very common in marriages where you may have the spouse, not in all marriages, but the spouse where she makes more money. She's more successful than her husband and her mate. And he a lot of times feels some kind of way, feel less of a man, envious and jealous of that. And a lot of women, I don't I can't think of another word, but it's like they gotta dumb themselves down, so to speak, to make their mate feel comfortable. Don't want to outshine them. And in life too, with dealing with people, it's like you have to dumb yourself. I hate using that word dumb because you shouldn't have to do that. I know I remember like going out to clubs and stuff. I had to like really watch what I wore because being chosen and being who I am, I'm gonna get attention anyway. But I didn't want to add to that by wearing, all these designer clothes or whatever. So it depends on the function I was going to, whatever. I have really had to watch what I like, chose to wear for that evening. And one of my friends was like telling me, man, whatever you put on, it's still going. It ain't matter. Whatever you put on, it's still gonna pop, whatever. And I guess that just comes from being chosen. We can put some combat boots on and a t-shirt down to our ankles, and we can still. I don't know, but it's like I had to like, man, I don't because it's like I don't want to make people feel intimidated or jealous and all this kind of stuff. I remember, and now this, no, okay, let me say what's up. My mom, she had this way, I don't even know how to describe it. She always felt as if I was not appreciative of the favor of Yahuwah on my life, the blessings, the things that He's bestowed on me. In her mind, it was like I wasn't thankful enough. I wasn't grateful. You ain't grateful what He's doing for you. You ain't. I hadn't lived at home since before the military, and I was in the military for 24 years. So I'm like, my mom like, you don't even live with me. How you know I ain't grateful? You ain't in my prayer closet. How you just saying all this? Like I'm not appreciative of what the Most High has done for me. And one thing here it says, is let's see, the family member that they try to downplay your success, like downplay. Um, oh yeah, I wrote some things here too. Negative remarks. It's like what my cousin said, that backhanding. That wasn't even a compliment. Oh, I guess I better go buy me a house too. I don't know what that was. But that's like a dig. Um, my uncle. I remember we had a celebration here at my house for my mom, and this is like I mean I've lived here for almost 8 years, and this uncle stays maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes away. Now I've had other functions and invited my family members. I'm like that young lady on The Help. Like she had a dining room table to seat 30, and envious and hating on her for no reason. And I get that a lot from family, inviting them to various things, retirement functions, whatever, whatever. And they will not come. But this one time my uncle did come to my mom's birthday celebration. And we all sitting here in the living room and he's on the phone with someone. And man, he's telling them, David's over here bragging about this house again. And I'm like, what? I'm not. And I said to him, I said, Uncle Lawrence, I'm not doing that. What are you talking about? He said, I know, I'm just playing. But then my mom, like the person on the other end, they don't know you playing. And that's why you playing like that. Now, backstory on him. This uncle, he does carpentry and he drives trucks as well, but he does carpentry. And my dad's side of the family does more into the carpentry thing. My mama brothers, they were more mechanics, but this particular uncle, he wasn't doing mechanics like his brothers was as much. He did a lot of carpentry stuff. So this is me. I'm doing carpentry stuff like you all. So I'm just basically showing my uncle, okay, yeah, I did this accent wall here, just proud, let him see, And I'm thinking, you're a proud uncle. My nephew, he's following behind my footsteps. He done laid a whole floor, whatever. But what I got in return was jealous. I'm like, how? Like, what? I did not understand that at all. Um, I had a aunt, man, a aunt. I have an aunt. Two things. One thing. She made a comment to me about, man, looking around my house. Yahuwah, he just, of course they saying God and all that. Yahuwah, he just blessing you all the time. You don't need no more blessings. You're good. You don't need no more blessings. He don't need to bless you no more. I like, what is that? What is that to tell someone? Like, I'm done. I'm cut off. It's all downhill from here. I don't know what that was to say to me. But this same aunt, uh, there's a cousin of ours, her first cousin, my second cousin, Shirley. But I want to say this was one, and Shirley followed me on Facebook, but this is one of Shirley's sisters. May have been Gail, I think. Anyway, my aunt, listen, y'all, I can't make this up. My aunt told Shirley's sister, I believe it was Gail, told her that as a retirement gift, the military gave me my house. I gotta drink some water. Yeah, she told, yeah, and she told it as if like I told it to her. Like now she's spreading this gossip, this false information that I told her the military gave me my house. And this very aunt, she want to know all your business, but she don't want to tell you any of hers. You know, what's your mortgage? This. The military gave me no house. If that's the case, everybody join the military to get a freaking house. Now, you know, and one of the things is when you don't tell people your business because they really want to know so bad, they'll go to the extent like she did and make up crap and put it out there. What the military do, they have a separate loan called a VHA loan. You know, we don't have to use that, but a lot of us do use that. You know, zero down that type of thing. But we still have to have a certain credit score and have to make a mortgage payment, and you still have to do earnest money. You still do that part. You know, but man, I just I that kind of messed me up when she did that. We didn't talk for like about 6 months after that. I'm like, why are you telling people that the military gave me? And then she told it to a part of the family who they in that side have service members too as well, like I am. So they know better too. I'm like, what? Why would they ever tell you something like that? That ain't true. I say, my goodness, bro. But yeah, jealousy is a ugly trait, and it's like, man, it just in your family though. It's like, and it's the talking about some how you deal with it. The whole you gotta dim your light. Like why should I have to dim my light? You know, I'm not bragging. You know, most high blessed me with things, what have you. And you thinking you want to share it with people, share it with family members, but it's to the point now you just gotta keep everything to yourself. You know, you really do. Cause people really be jealous of you. And I'm learning more and more now, it's not just material things. Like I said, mentioned earlier, the favor of the Most High on your life, they jealous of that. They jealous of how people like you, how people gravitate towards you. You smile, and they jealous of that. You know what? They don't have nothing to smile. They really do, but to them they don't have anything to smile about. They mad at you for smiling, jealous because you smiling. You know, I woke up this morning. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be, so I'm smiling. But that piss them off too. They jealous, man. So yeah, I just want to get on here and talk about that. I know other people out here have experienced this, and I'm not saying that I know how to handle it, but especially when it comes from family. It's like when outsiders, it's kind of like understood whatever, but when it comes from family, it's just a whole different thing, y'all. That's it for now on jealousy. Make sure to follow me, click the like button. I gotta use the same all the little stuff. Click the like button, follow me, share the video, tell a friend, you know, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Be blessed.